Have you ever achieved a goal you once deeply desired, maybe a better job, a higher salary, or a perfect appearance, only to feel empty? Why now keep thinking I will be happy when yet never truly reach happiness? The truth is, we're chasing the wrong things. It took me 30 years of my life to realize this one. We are chasing the wrong things in life. Most of us set goals that we believe will bring us happiness once we achieve them. It could be a better job, more money, a more attractive appearance, fame, or success. We tell ourselves, I will be happy when I lose 10 kgs, when I find the perfect partner, when I buy my dream house. But the truth is, even after achieving those things, we may still feel empty. This doesn't just happen to ordinary people, but also to many famous and successful individuals. They have everything society considers symbols of success, yet they still feel unsatisfied, still feel like something is missing. This proves that happiness doesn't come from external achievements, but from how we perceive and accept ourselves. A typical example is the pursuit of fame. Many believe that becoming famous will earn them recognition, love, and ultimately happiness. But in reality, even with millions of fans, they can still feel lonely if they don't know how to love themselves. Instead of placing conditions on happiness, we should learn to enjoy the journey. Happiness is not a destination, it is how we live each day, how we appreciate ourselves and what we already have, to the desire for recognition and self worth. From a young age, most of us crave recognition from others. We want to make our parents proud, earn praise from teachers, and gain admiration from friends. The feeling of being valued by hers brings temporary happiness, but over time it can't turn into an obsession. Many of us set ambitious goals to become successful, famous, and respected in society. We think that once we achieve these things, we will be recognized, we will be more valuable, and ultimately we will feel happy. But what is the reality? Many wealthy and famous people, after reaching the peak of success, still feel empty because what they truly crave is not fame or money, but the feeling of being loved, accepted, and fulfilled from within. Think about it. How many times have you asked yourself, if I bec o memoir successful, will people love memoir? If I have the perfect appearance, will I be more respected? If I earn more money, will I feel more valuable? The truth is, you don't need to become someone else to be recognized. You don't need to achieve something to prove your worth. You deserve love and appreciation simply because you exist. Starting now, stop seeking validation from the outside. Learn to love and appreciate yourself. Because you are worthy, just as you are, three appearance does not determine your value. We live in a world where appearance is often seen as a measure of a person's worth. From a young age, many people become obsessed with beauty standards. They must be thin, tall, have perfect skin, and have toned muscles. If they fail to meet these standards, they easily feel insecure, believing they are not good enough. I once believed that if I were thinner and more beautiful, I would be more loved. I controlled every meal and my weight became an obsession. I thought that only when I achieved an ideal body would I find happiness. But when I finally reached my desired physique, I realized a painful truth. It did not change how I felt inside. I was still anxious, still afraid of losing people's approval, and still felt inadequate. Society may set beauty standards, but you do not have to follow them. Your appearance does not define who you are. True value lies in your soul, intelligence, and kindness. Think about the people you love. Do you love them for their appearance or for who they are? The same applies to you. If today you feel insecure about your appearance, remember this. You do not need to change to be valuable. You are already amazing in your own way. Learn to love yourself, no matter how you look. 4 lessons from the elderly. The secret to a happy old age. Working with many patients over 70 years old, I had the opportunity to observe how they face aging. Some live happily, full of energy, while others are filled with regret for what they did or did not do in the past. From these stories, I learned an important lesson. Happiness in old age does not come from money or status, but from continuing to learn, grow, and enjoy life. I had an 85-year-old patient who remained optimistic and curious about the world. She loved learning new languages, trying different foods, and even went skydiving last year just to experience the thrill. When asked about her secret to feeling young, she simply smiled and said, "Just never think that you are old." On the other hand, I also met elderly people who lived in constant regret. They spent their days complaining about missed opportunities, unfulfilled dreams, and things they wished they had done when they were younger. Their lives were stuck in the past, lacking motivation to experience new things. The biggest difference between these two groups is their mindset about life. The happiest elderly people never stop learning. They read books, engage with younger generations, try new experiences, and always have a goal to pursue. They do not dwell on the past, but embrace the present. So, what is the takeaway? If you want a happy old age, keep your mind open, continue exploring, and cherish each day you live. Do not reach old age only to regret what you never dared to do. 5. Self acceptance is the key to freedom. Many people spend their lives chasing external validation. We strive to be more beautiful, wealthier, and more successful, hoping that once we achieve these things, we will feel complete. But the truth is, real confidence does not come from others' praise or recognition. It comes from how we see ourselves. I have met many people who have everything society considers success, fame, wealth, and status, yet they still feel empty. They constantly worry about what others think, fear being judged, and feel pressured to maintain a perfect image. On the other hand, I have also met people who have nothing extraordinary in terms of material wealth, yet they radiate happiness and energy. They do not chase external validation, they simply accept themselves. When you can look in the mirror and love yourself with all your flaws and imperfections, that is when you are truly free. You are no longer bound by others' opinions, no longer afraid of judgment. When you stop worrying about what others think, you can live authentically, do what you love, and no longer feel the need to justify yourself. True freedom is not about having everything, but about not fearing to lose anything. And that only happens when we learn to accept, love, and appreciate ourselves. 6 lessons about money and security. Have you ever thought that if you just had more money paid off your debts or reached a certain financial level, you would feel secure and worry free? I used to believe that too. I thought that if I could pay off my debts and have enough savings, I would no longer fear the future. But then I discovered a surprising truth even when I was debt free. I was still anxious. I worried about bills, soon expected expenses, and whether my savings would be enough for the future. And then I realized something important. The feeling of security does not come from money, but from your mindset. If if you always live in fear, no amount of money will ever be enough. But if you trust in your abilities, appreciate what you have, and use your resources wisely, even if your finances are not abundant, you can still feel secure. I have met many elderly people living in financial hardship, yet they are still happy. They do not let money determine their inner peace. They understand how true security comes from living in the present, building meaningful relationships, and trusting in themselves. Money can bring comfort, but it cannot buy peace. Security is not about having a lot of wealth, but about having a strong mindset, knowing how to appreciate what you have, and not letting fear control your life. 7, happiness is not in the destination, but in the journey. We often think that happiness will come when we achieve a certain goal, when we get a good job, buy our dream house, or have enough money to retire comfortably. But the truth is, joy does not come from reaching a specific endpoint. It comes from the journey itself. I used to believe that once I achieved success, I would feel fulfilled. But then I realized that after every achievement, I would set a new goal. The happiness of victory lasted only briefly, and then I craved more. I understood that if I kept waiting until I reached my goals to allow myself happiness, I would spend my entire life chasing things that had yet to come. I once met a 90-year-old man who had a glorious career and a loving family. I asked him the secret to always staying happy. He smiled and said, "Every day there is a new mountain to conquer, whether it's a meaningful conversation, a great book, or simply enjoying the present moment." His words made me realize that life is not a race to the finish line, but a journey to savor every step. If we only focus on the peak of the mountain, we will miss the beautiful scenery along the way. So instead of thinking that happiness lies at some destination, cherish every step of your journey. Success is not about reaching a peak and stopping, because after every summit, there is always another mountain to climb. 8. You can have everything right now. We often believe that happiness only comes when we have enough money, fame, or great achievements. We think that when we own a beautiful house, have a stable job, or gain recognition from others, we will feel safe and fulfilled. But the truth is, what we truly seek is not material things, but the feelings of love, security, and contentment that we believe these things will bring. I once thought that I needed to be successful and wealthy to feel complete. But then I realized that even those who had achieved these things could still feel empty. I also believed that only when someone loved me would I feel worthy. But the truth is, love does not only come from others, it can come from within ourselves. The feelings of love, security, and fulfillment are not things we must wait for from the outside world. They are mental states that we can choose at any moment. When we allow ourselves to love who we are and appreciate what we already have, we will see that happiness does not come from owning more, but from how we perceive ourselves. You don't need to wait for a certain day to feel safe. You can choose to trust life right now. You don't need to achieve anything to feel worthy of love. You can love yourself in this very moment. Everything you long for, wholeness, peace, love, is already within you, and you can have it all right now. 9. Life is a journey of continuous growth. Life is not a destination, but an ongoing journey. Each passing day gives us the chance to learn, explore, and grow. Yet many people choose safety, fear change, and avoid new experiences. They settle for repetitive routines instead of stepping out to seek experiences that could make them better. In reality, we only truly live fully when we dare to leave our comfort zones. Every time we challenge ourselves with something new, a new job, a new skill, or a trip to an unfamiliar place, we not only expand our perspective, but also build resilience. Like a hero in an adventure story, we will face difficulties, but it is these very challenges that help us grow stronger. Life is constantly evolving, and so are we. If we do not learn or experience, we slowly fade. The happiest elderly people are not the wealthiest or the most prestigious, but those who never stop learning, staying curious, and exploring. Face life with the spirit of a hero, always ready to step out of your comfort zone, embrace challenges, and keep growing. Don't wait until everything is perfect to take action. Growth has no endpoint. It is a lifelong process. Life is a journey that constantly moves forward. We can spend our whole lives chasing money, fame, or some perfect ideal. But in the end, what matters most is how we have lived. Have we truly been happy? Have we truly loved ourselves and those around us? Have we dared to step out of our comfort zones to discover who we are, to grow, and to leave a meaningful mark on this world? Happiness is not in the destination, but in the moments we fully live in the present. Fulfillment is not about having everything, but about appreciating what we already have. And true freedom does not come from meeting external standards, but from accepting and loving ourselves. You don't need to wait for some future day to feel whole, safe, or worthy. Right now, you can choose to love yourself, cherish life, and bravely continue on your path of endless growth. Remember, every day is an opportunity to become a better version of yourself. And when you truly live with that spirit, you hold the key to a meaningful and fulfilling life.